Hi, this is Vicki Hyman at NJ.com. I'm the TV critic, and I am here with Anthony Venutolo,
Yes.
Who normally likes to call me a hater. And we're talking about the Stephen Colbert debut of The Late Show last night, and he is the hater this morning.
I'm the hater.
He is the hater. To just give you a quick roundup of what I thought about the show, I mean, what Stephen Colbert sort of lacked in innovation and sort of outright laughs, he made up for in enthusiasm.
No, he didn't.
He did. I like the vibe that he.
No.
I like the vibe a lot. I thought that the interviews really were the weak point of the show. Love the musical ending.
Wait, the interviews were the weak point of the show.
Yes.
And this is a talk show. Okay.
There are always
This
a lot
guy-
of comedy. I thought the comedy bits were good, and I thought it showed his commitment to sort of a long bit, extended riffs. I
That
really
Oreo
like that.
thing.
I love the Oreo thing. Oreo thing is my favorite.
All right. Well, CBS hopefully can get out of this. Okay.
He thinks CBS should rip up the contract.
CBS should try to figure something out because let me tell you something. This guy is not going to bring it for you. Okay. I'm making a prediction. He may do well the first couple weeks. Okay. But there's no way that Jimmy Fallon is not going to continue to beat this guy week in and week out, week in and week out. None.
Why do you say that?
Because Jimmy Fallon has inherent talent. Okay?
How can you say that about Stephen Colbert?
Because he doesn't.
Did you ever watch the Colbert Report?
I've seen enough clips, Vicki, to tell you that, first of all, he might have been great as Colbert, the pundit, okay? But we're not watching Colbert the pundit here. We're watching, I don't know who we're watching. And the country doesn't know, okay? I think this guy needs to do a little more homework, okay? When you fill the shoes of a late-night host, these are huge, huge shoes.
What does a late-night host need?
Charisma.
You don't think he has charisma?
Not enough for an 11:30 talk show, no, not at all.
You think Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel have more charisma than
Jimmy
Stephen Colbert?
Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel have oodles of charisma.
I think Stephen Colbert has oodles of
And-
charisma.
and
I really don't think that his persona as Stephen Colbert, the conservative pundit, is so different from what he's bringing forth on The Late Show. There are a lot of elements of, the absurdity of a lot of the bits, which is pure Colbert. And I think he's got a great personality.
Okay. I'm going to watch a few more episodes.
Please do.
I don't want to feel like I'm being unfair to the guy. But what Kimmel has and what Conan always had and what Dave had was an off-the-cuff sense of humor. Like, you could tell these guys they went with it. And if something happened, the comedy came out.
I will give you that last night's show felt
Edited?
It felt edited. It also felt underworked at parts. It felt overworked at parts. It was very uneven.
That was, what, 6 months in the making?
9 months in the making.
9 months in the making.
That did bother me. But
even Clooney.
Oh, the Clooney thing was
Couldn't
just terrible.
save
It was terrible.
that mess.
I don't even know why. I mean, I appreciate the fact that Stephen Colbert said, it's not going to be like your random chat fest. I'm not going to pretend to be your big buddy,
Right.
which is great. But then it was kind of nothing there. I mean, they made like a mention of Darfur, which seemed ridiculous. It seemed to, I don't know. I mean, There was no movie to promote. There was nothing really to talk about.
Doesn't
It ended
matter.
up being that silly bit that was kind of throwaway.
It doesn't matter that there was no movie to promote. I mean, a guy like Clooney can come out and sit on the couch or the chair or whatever and just rap. And, the famous Tonight Show guests did that all the time. So you don't always need something to promote. In fact, I'd rather that not be the case.
Well, it was the case last night, and then they had nothing to talk about. They were just talking about the fact that they weren't friends and they weren't playing the celebrity game, and then there wasn't anything there. Yes, it was very awkward.
I will say the Jeb interview was, I felt, a lot better.
It was better. It was also edited for broadcast, and I think that kind of showed a little bit. There were just gaps, and it sort of sputtered a little bit. But at least they were talking about something.
I just miss Arsenio Hall.
Interesting.
I do. I do. I love Arsenio Hall.
Do we have any comments from our viewers? Anybody agree or disagree?
People are saying to bring back Dave.
Bring back
Dave. Well, Dave, guess what? He's retired. He's not coming back. But I was never a huge Dave fan, but I appreciated the fact that he was sarcastic and he had that sense of humor. It wasn't for for my taste.
Well,
I can see where people
Jimmy
like him.
Kimmel is more the heir apparent to David Letterman in the sort of sarcasm. It's got a harder edge to it. I don't think Stephen Colbert has that harder edge. But I think that's okay.
I think Jimmy Kimmel is one of the most underrated talk show hosts, and I think
I think he's good. I just think that he's more in the Dave mold than Stephen Colbert is.
He's always overshadowed by the Conans and the Jay Lenos. I mean, he's been a consistent workhorse, night in, night out. So that's all I have to say about Stephen Colbert.
We are going to give Stephen Colbert at least a few more nights, right?
Maybe we'll do this at the end of the week.
Maybe next week. We'll come back at the end of next week and discuss a little more.
We'll do this next week.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you tune in. Again, we'll be back in the next couple of weeks with lots more of these Periscopes about all of our new shows coming up.